Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 13th episode of the Music Nook. Almost forgot the name of our podcast there, but I found it. Um, Today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite albums of the 2010s, Anti by Rihanna. This is Jaden's pick. So I'll let Jaden go ahead and give the introduction here, but I love this album. That's all I'm going to say before I pass it off to Jaden.
Yep. I hadn't listened to this full album before I recommended it. I'd recently listened to Good Girl Gone Bad by Rihanna before then, and I really loved that album. So I thought might as well go with her most recent solo album, not counting the Wakanda Forever soundtrack, which she curated. But this album from 8 years ago now. Um, and I really loved it as well. I think that I've been wanting to listen to more popular music, more mainstream music recently, and I think that this album is a great example of that from everything that I've heard, from even just comparing it to music in general that I've heard. I really love it. I uh, like the structure of it a lot. It kind of I like how it ends with like a lot like it slows down a lot towards the end. I think it's just structured very well. Um, it has some excellent hit songs on it. The
Hmm.
four singles, I really like all of them. Um, and um, I'm curious to see what we'll be able to get out of this album going through the lyrics because I kind of don't really know what exactly all I'm going to say for all of these, except I just really love all of it. So I have some notes, but I'm curious to see where this goes.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the track list here. I have some notes as well, but I'll let you take the lead here. First off, we have the opening track, Consideration. The
Woohoo!
genius, uh, the genius description here says, on consideration, Rihanna considers the scope of her career. She wants to be considered a serious artist, not just an entertainer, which to Ree means writing and producing her own work.
Yeah, this is a great song. It starts off the kind of uh, I read the Wikipedia page for this album, which was a good Wikipedia page. It was interesting, and I think it's one point in there it described it as a very weeded out album or something. And I think that this track starts off that kind of feel. And this album is apparently considered a bit more of a departure in some ways from other albums in her career.
I
Um,
believe that.
so I it said in the description of this that she has writing credits on all songs except for the Tame Impala cover, and uh, I think that I'm just looking through the lyrics now, and it's just yeah, I think it's a lot of the lyrics on here are good, pretty evocative pop lyrics. Um, but I haven't really looked into them a ton while I was listening as much. So this is kind of I like looking through them now. What do you think about this song or the lyrics or anything about it?
Um, First off, SZA has an amazing performance on this song, like she
Hmm.
generally does tend to do. But the only things I wrote down for my notes for this song are that I really, really like the tactile percussion on this song. I am always a bitch for tactile percussion, especially when it's involved in alternative R&B like this. And it's here in a very, very sexy way on this song. And I also love the bass on the song as well.
Absolutely. I in my notes I just wrote it's an excellent kind of minimal instrumental. Excellent vocal performances from both Rihanna and SZA, and the small details like there's one synth lead that is kind of the main like counter melody in the song that I like a lot, and there's background like harmonizing vocals that come in later in the track. I wrote later in my notes that anytime there's like harmonies on this album, they're always incredible. They're just
Hmm.
very well mixed and highlights. I think like the harmonies are a highlight of this album generally. Um, yeah, I think it's a interesting. I think it's a good way to start off the album, and it's kind of like a an interesting kind of uh like not starting off with what would like traditionally like a biggest hit kind of for the album, but it's just it's very catchy, it's very memorable. I like it.
Moving on to the second track here, we have James Joint, which is named after one of Rihanna's co-writers. Um,
James Fauntleroy. I swear I've heard that name before, but I don't know where.
um, Another kind of lovey-dovey song from Rihanna here, which, not a bad thing at all. Um, she's talking about how she just really loves smoking weed and being around this person that she's singing about. Um, which very, very valid concept for a song, I think.
Heck yeah.
And the harmonizing on this song in particular is actually really great.
Mhm. This is kind of another kind of like minimal song, another kind of uh I think it starts off I think that like I said, I like the structure of this album a lot, and the first two tracks are kind of a little unusual in my opinion,
Hmm.
but in a way that I think has a positive effect for the album. Like this is kind of an interlude almost, and it's one of the more memorable moments on the album with just like the opening. I'd rather be. I don't remember the exact melody, or I can't do the exact melody, but it's just it's good.
I
I
love
feel
the
like there is
short length.
probably a lot more. Go ahead.
I love the short length of a lot of the tracks on this album. Um, it
Hmm.
just I see no reason why a song like this even needs to be that long. Like it just gets in, does its thing, gets out, not a lot of filler, doesn't waste any time. I
Hmm.
love it. I love the
Absolutely.
pacing of this album, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I feel like there's probably a lot more to the lyrics of this album that we should get into more as we continue. Is it better? This is maybe my favorite song on the album. I got obsessed with this song. Uh, I don't know. I don't think I'd heard it before I listened to this album, actually. It's like the least streamed of the four singles on this album, but I don't know why. I absolutely love this song. This has quickly become like one of my favorite hit songs of the entire 2010s and like 2000s even. It didn't come out in the 2000s, but I'm just throwing that in there. Like I adore this song. I listened to like a ton of covers of this song. I uh I re-listened to this album twice today, right before we started recording, and I was kind of worried like is this song going to have grown like kind of sick on me because I have listened to it too much, but nope, not at all. I love this song. This is like I said, like one of my favorite hit songs, like period. Um, I think it's incredibly catchy. It's produced in a very just like solid, like just perfect for the track kind of way. It's not like the most like extra like production of like all time, but it's just like perfect for the song, has all of the perfect details down in my opinion. Um this is another just this is a great example of structure. Like we talk about the structure of like the whole album, but just the structure of the song is great. Uh I love this song.
Yeah, this Kiss It Better Baby is timeless, just absolutely
Kiss it
timeless.
better, baby. She said in the Wikipedia page, it said that she was trying to make a more timeless album, that she would always feel good, like about performing live and stuff like that. And I think that she succeeded, is in my opinion. But yeah,
Shows on this song in particular.
hmm
I also really love the guitar on this track as well. It's a really nice
the
touch for a song
guitar,
like this.
the bass, there's like some muted that like kind of sound like guitar chords that are kind of faint in the song, but I think add a great touch. Um, the harmonies on this song, once again, amazing. And yeah,
Next up, we have a pretty iconic single. Spent 9 weeks on the top of the Billboard Hot 100. Features Drake.
yeah, I was
Rihanna
gonna
might
say there's
say,
only
unfortunately, features
one
Drake at
thing.
this point.
There's just one thing about this song that's kind of questionable. But a lot of people absolutely hate this song, and
Really?
in my
I like it.
opinion, yes, a lot of people hate this song, or used to hate it at least. I think that obviously that's died down over time since the song came out like 8 years ago, like 9 years ago, even close to that. But okay, it's eight and a half. Whatever. Um, I love this song. I kind of like this song is like a good benchmark of like if someone hates this song, I trust them a little less automatically. I'm half joking. I'm half joking. um, this song is very, very good. Uh, usually this I I would say that this song ends I that like I just skip this song when it gets to the Drake feature. I would say that, except for the fact that the best part of the song is after the Drake feature, the last chorus where everything kind of comes together. In my opinion, that's my favorite part of the song.
Hmm.
Um, the Drake performance isn't bad. Like it's not a bad Drake performance or
Yeah, it's not
anything.
bad.
I'm just kind of I'm going kind of hard on Drake right now for um I think most people are aware of the reasons. Um it's a he does his thing. It is still like even if but like even all of that all of the recent stuff aside about Drake, like I think that I like Rihanna's performance the most uh, on this song. I like the production on this song. It's like a lot of this album is kind of minimal production, and this song does a great job of that. It's very different, like genre, kind of like a dance hall kind of thing, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Desperado. What
Sitting
do you
in
think about this
an
song?
old Monte Carlo. Very catchy song. I like what she does with her inflections here on this song. Very ballsy, and it makes her a really, really entertaining listen. I also like the gradual build up to the climax near the end of the song. There's several of those moments here on the album, but this song has one of the more standout build ups to climaxes. Um, Build up to climaxes. I don't know what the plural of that is. But I also really love the bass synths on this song as well. And again, there's several songs with excellent bass synths, but this is one of the particular
Oh yeah.
highlights.
Yep. Um, I think that this song has the most like space to grow on me of any song of this album. Of like, this might be my current like I say least favorite because it's still good and I still enjoy it a lot, but I think that it's going to grow on me because it is catchy and a good pop song, and I could see it like going way up in my esteem over time. I could see myself being like, this is actually one of my favorite songs on the album. But as of right now, it's like it's not quite as up there as other songs are. But there are a lot of good production flourishes in the song. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, there's good production flourishes, and there's like anytime that there's an instrumental break, there's always something interesting going on. Rihanna's performance is, of course, good. Uh, Rihanna's performance throughout all of this, and listening to albums by Rihanna more, I have to say I really like Rihanna as a performer. I think I am quite quickly becoming a Rihanna mega fan, a Rihanna stan, even perhaps. Um, I I do like this song overall.
Valid.
I think that this album also has aged very well. Um,
Of course.
I should listen to more albums, like pop albums from this era at some point, but it feels like influential. It feels like a lot of albums or a lot of music since has perhaps been influenced by this. I saw that reading the Wikipedia page, I saw two very interesting artists that took inspiration from this album. One of whom we've covered on this podcast, Marilyn Manson, took influence from Anti, particularly hearing a live performance of Love on the Brain. He said, which we haven't gotten to yet, but he said that he felt like she really meant it, and that was influential on one of his later uh, albums, like obviously later in his career because this album came out in 2016. Um, and Lord said that the song Higher, which we will also get to, inspired her song Liability. Liability by Lord is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Of
So
course.
it's very. Are you familiar with that song?
Yeah, no, yeah, Liability is also one of my favorite songs of all time.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear. The Lord said that she was moved to tears listening to Higher, which Higher is a very good song, so that makes sense. But those are that has nothing to do with this track, Woo, which I immediately heard the start of this song and I was like, that reminds me of Antidote by Travis Scott. And then Travis Scott was there. So that was cool. I like this song. This is a good song. It adds a lot to the album. It's unique in the track list. Um, it feels like there's kind. I don't know. I'm gonna listen to the song for a second right now to see. Yeah, there's some kind of like weird stuttering kind of. I don't know if anyone else picks up on this, but there's like almost like a weird stuttering kind of effect to the song that makes it sound like my headphones are messing up. But I like no other song has that, so I don't think it's my headphones messing up. Uh, but it's like I like the song a lot. I think it's really good. If that's intentional, then that's like genius. But I don't know if anyone else picks up on that.
Yeah,
It might be something with me.
I love the chord progression on this song. I love the distortion on the vocals, and I
Oh
like
yeah.
how this song sounds cutting edge, even in 2024. Like this is another one of the tracks that really earn that timeless badge. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah,
Absolutely. This is a great song. It has like the kind of a lot of the song is like down. A lot of this album, I mean, is like down tempo, like lower tempos or like middle tempo kind of songs. This song keeps that up. I like the very plotting, like it's not super like groovy or anything. It's like very like just plotting straightforward one, one, like kind of rhythm to it. Um, there's like an open hi-hat that comes in at various parts of the song that just hits on every beat, and it's like it's it's pretty different for this like genre and for what I've heard in general. So I like this song a lot. I like the very small Travis Scott feature, but it's definitely there and adds to the song. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to, well, where's the track list? The next song here, Needed Me.
Oh yeah. This is another hit from the album.
Oh
Mustard on this one. Mustard on the beat. Oh,
yeah.
we just got foiled by Mustard again in a new Kendrick song. So it was interesting to see him here again, re-listening to this album.
This is probably my least favorite song on the album.
No way! No!
It's kind of
I like
mean.
Needed Me. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess for Rihanna, it's like that sometimes.
You, I love how all of the suggested tracks are like not even anything related to the song. It's just the
It's
diss
just
tracks.
the that's so funny. That's so funny. I like this song. Um, I think it doesn't hit the. It's kind of like it's another one that's like shorter. Like re-listening to it, it was shorter than I remembered it. It doesn't hit the. I felt like it hit the chorus more times than it actually does. Re-listening to the song, it only like fully hits the chorus like twice, and then like a little bit a third time, like at the end, but not the full chorus. Um, it's a pretty, I think, iconic chorus. The "You need me." I think it's pretty iconic in her career as a hit song. I think that it's one of her. It's still on her. I think it's still in her. Yeah, it's her 10th most played song on Spotify right now, so it's still like in her top 10. Um, but I do understand not liking this song as much, honestly. Um, it like before I listened to
It
the
almost
album,
feels like
I
listening to like a Marilyn Manson song about just like being mean within the context of romantic relationships, except there isn't that same like rock and roll element to it, so it's just like kind of comes through a lot harsher with just like the R&B production, and it's almost like a lot more, the lyrics feel like a lot more down to earth and real, which makes it almost harder to listen to for me.
I can get that. I can understand that. Um, like this song wasn't ever like one of my favorites until I like actually listened to it in the context of the album, and I think it's just a pop song I enjoy. I frankly didn't really dig into the lyrics of this album the way I have for other albums that we've reviewed. Um, but I just I like the sound of it overall. I like how it fits in the album. It's right in the middle, actually, which is interesting, maybe. But I, I like it overall, but I understand why it doesn't really hit for you.
Oh my fucking God. Read this tweet. Nah. I'm spending that 129 on Needed Me. Finally, Rihanna has dropped an anthem for the female savages. This album came out in the era where people were still spending 129 on tracks. That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
What a blast from the
Well,
past.
hey, it's a song. It has its audience. It's a song for some people, even if it doesn't hit for you. But
True, but
hey, Timbaland's credited on
one
this song.
dollar and 29 cents though. That's hilarious. People, we used to do that.
That's funny. Timbaland's on this song.
Oh, isn't Timbaland gross? I can't remember. I thought he was. I thought I
Wait,
heard something
what?
about that.
What did
I
drums?
thought I
What's
heard.
really?
I can't
I
remember
didn't.
any specifics. I just vaguely remember hearing something about Timbaland being gross. I can't really remember anything
I
about
have
it
never heard about that.
though.
That might be true. It might be true. I had not heard anything about that, but uh, I like his beats. I can say that safely, I think. What did you What did you do? I'm looking this up now.
I think it had something to do with almost like Drake vibes, like no actual fire discovered, but a hell of a lot of smoke as it regards to him being near underage girls. I
Oh,
think if I remember correctly, it
I
was that. Like,
missed it.
didn't he like produce and discover like Rebecca Black and shit, and it was like all weird and shit?
Oh, really? What's wrong with? I don't think that was Timbaland. I think that was a
Was
different
it?
person.
I don't. I
But
could
it
be complete.
does. He had. There are controversies surrounding him. He said some apparently. Okay, first of all, there's a plagiarism controversy, which I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I do not effing care. But besides that, um, apparently he said some quite, looking at this now, quite unsavory things about Britney Spears, which it says he has apologized for. So I don't know if I want to hold that against him, but it's kind of it looks like a very bad comment. he We don't need. Do you want to get into it, or should we not?
I I want to see if I remember my shit correctly. You can if you want to.
I don't know if I want to. This is
There you go. Yeah,
an
Timbaland
unsavory, very
confesses
unsavory thing.
he fell in love with an underage Aaliyah.
The heck? The heck? I did not know about that. That's don't do that. Don't do that, listeners of the podcast.
Don't do that. Very bad. I thought there was a whole bunch of allegations, though. It seems like the only thing is just the Aaliyah thing.
What a okay. That's not good. I like this song's instrumental, but that's not good.
Oh yeah, the Rebecca Black song just sampled the Timbaland song. I don't think Timbaland had anything to do with the
Uh,
actual song.
mhm. What the fuck
All
though?
right,
That
let's get
still
back to
got me
Rihanna.
thrown for a loop. Yeah. Anyway, that's got me thrown for a loop. But anyway, this is uh, what this is. All that aside, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. Personally, um, I just really love the sound of it. I really love her performance. The lyrics seem pretty cool. It's about sex. It's about sex. It's a I got really close to the mic for that. But yeah, I love this song. What do you think?
Um, I mean, yeah, it's about it's about sex. I really am more into the musical aspect of this song than the than the lyrical aspect. I didn't even really notice it was about sex. I was just kind of vibing with the the talented musicianship that's on display on this song, just like it is on the rest of the album. I do like the
Hmm.
short length of this song. It comes in at 2 minutes and 13 seconds. I really love the pacing of this album. It's really, really
Hmm.
good for my ADHD brain. Like it keeps it
Yeah,
fucking moving, just like the entire track list.
yeah. I had a note that I felt like this song could have been longer just because I loved it that much, but I think that it being short does work for the album as well, like you said. So, like, it's not a I would have appreciated like a longer length, but I think it works fine for the album overall.
Next up, we have what I believe is the
And this
longest track on the album, "Same Old Mistakes,"
it is
Tame Impala
six and a
cover.
half minutes. Does not feel that long to me when I listen to it. Or it does, I don't know, like it
It
doesn't
feels
drag
six
for
minutes
me at
long in
all.
a good way.
Yeah. It has a lot packed into it. This is probably I listened to the original Tame Impala song to compare, and I think that it like just takes a lot of the production from that song. I should have been paying closer attention to the Tame Impala song when I was listening to it so I could have more details about comparing the two. But a lot of the production is the same. I think that the drums sounded kind of different, and there might be other elements that are changed, but it at least lifts uh, quite a lot from the Tame Impala song. Um, except now there's Rihanna. So I haven't listened to a full Tame Impala album. Uh, dare I say I might like it more just because Rihanna,
Yeah.
but maybe that's blasphemy. I don't know.
I don't think
But
that's blasphemy. I think
I
it's
was also
perfectly reasonable to like Rihanna more than Tame Impala.
okay. That is fair. Um, the it's interest the Tame Impala song is the closer of the album, and then this one is just like I think that I think it works well for this song because it's kind of the biggest produced like kind of song on the album and the longest, and it feels like a send off to the like uh first a send off before the cool down of this album because all four of these songs after are more like uh maybe ballady or in other ways more like emotional or
Hmm.
like more directly emotional at least maybe. And just I think that this is a like we were talking about with the structure of the album, I think that this is a uh perfect place to put the song. Tame Impala.
I
I'm
just wrote
joking.
down that I really love the mosaic nature of the production on this song and the mosaic nature of the song in general as the 6 minute behemoth that it is. Um,
Mhm,
it's just I don't know how else to describe it, but a mosaic. Like the production is very varied throughout the runtime,
mhm,
despite the fact that it's a long runtime. And it's
mhm.
just kind of like a beautiful song to listen to. I love 6 minute songs that present as mosaics, and this is exactly that.
Yeah. What about 7-minute songs?
That's way too long. Like whoever does a 7 minute song, like I can't even be on board with that shit. That's unacceptable behavior.
Dang,
Um,
dang.
next up we have the 10th track on this album, Never Ending.
This is the ooh song.
I can't remember exactly how the melody on this song goes.
It's like ooh.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that was a cool moment.
I think that the lyrics on this song are stand out to me. Uh, I use the word haunting a lot on this podcast, but haunting lyrics. I think that this is a uh, standout on the album in terms of the lyrics and the sparse acoustic production. Um, I think that it's an excellent addition to the album.
Yeah, I find this song kind of calming.
Mhm.
Um, and I also love the sweet. I guess it's falsetto. I'm not sure if the head voice is called falsetto and when biological females are singing in that range, but I guess I can just call it falsetto. That upper range vocal that she does sounds really really sweet on this song, and I absolutely dig it.
Absolutely. Another uh, great performance from Rihanna, one of the all-time pop performers and singers.
Of course. We need another Rihanna album. I feel like SpongeBob
We
in that
need it.
episode where he was in Sandy's fucking bowl. Water.
Oh, with the walk needs the yeah.
I need it.
That's one of the SpongeBob episodes I've actually seen.
Just sitting here
I was
lying to
not allowed to
myself like
watch
I'm not.
SpongeBob growing up.
Well, huh?
I had
That's
to,
lame.
yeah, yeah, I had to watch some of it in my when I was like 20 or 21, and like I watched most of the first season and either finished the first season and got partway through the second season. We're talking about SpongeBob. This is a Rihanna episode.
And you're talking about watching SpongeBob episode by episode like it's a drama.
You gotta.
Um, Going on to
Great
my
song.
second favorite, or my favorite song actually on the album, this Love on the Brain cover.
Ooh,
This is
wait,
a
it's a
cover,
cover?
right? Is it? Holy
No,
shit, I thought it was a cover.
it's reminiscent of Al Green's "For the Good Times,"
What? Where did I
but
get
it's
that
not a cover.
from?
It sounds. It's a very like the chord progression is like a fairly common like pop chord progression. It's like I feel like this song is just a layup like good song. So it doesn't surprise me that you thought it was a cover, but not. This is this.
Love on the Brain is a song by Barbadian singer Rihanna. Wow.
There you go.
Wow. So that makes me like it even more. I thought it was a really, really brilliant cover, but this is actually a really, really brilliant original song.
Mhm. This song also
Wow. This makes
grew
me
on
feel
me
like
more.
I'm just like in awe of Rihanna's like talent now. Like this is just crazy that this song is an original song. Like I thought that it was a cover. The fact that she was able to pull off a vibe like this in 2016 is just like as like a leading pop artist is just like fucking crazy. Like that's wow.
Absolutely. I think that this song grew on me a lot in re-listening to it for this album. In the past, I was just like, "Yeah, that's a ballad. That's like a pop ballad. Like, yeah, sure." And listening to it in the context of the album, uh, and maybe with being a little less cynical these days, I, well, in terms of music at least, um, I like it a lot. I really love this song. Uh, this is another lead single for the album. It's another highlight of the album, uh, part of the end of the album, and I think it's good. I think it is really good in the context of the album, given that it is kind of maybe the most uh pop of like the singles, but like in the context of how uh odd a lot of the rest of the album can be. I think that that just makes this song like even more impressive to me.
I love her
Excellent
singing on this
performance
song.
again.
Yeah, yeah, excellent
Absolutely.
performance. I love the organs on this song as well. I'm a
Oh
bitch for the
yeah.
organs on this song, for sure.
I like the like pitched kind of like toms like sounding kind of drums that like go along with the chord progression. I think that's a good production detail. Yeah, great song. What was competing with this to be your favorite? You said it was your second favorite, then you said it was your favorite.
Uh,
What's the other song?
the next track higher.
Absolutely fair. Written in only 20 minutes, apparently.
According to songwriter BB Borelli, Higher was written in only 20 minutes. She spoke to Vice about this song. Everything happens for a reason. Working with Rihanna has changed my life. The 20 minutes it took me to write Higher is actually what changed my life because even though we wrote Bitch Better Have My Money first, she heard Higher first. The intoxicating anti-track first surfaced in March 2015 as a pair of Instagram previews posted by Rihanna while drunk on whiskey at 5 a.m. Rihanna compared the song to a drunk voicemail in Vogue's April 2016 cover city story. You know he's wrong, and then you get drunk and you're like, I could forgive him, I could call him, I could make up with him. Just desperate. Yikes. Well, I mean, no, it'd be like that for sure.
Mhm. I forgot this note about the last track, Love on the Brain. I think it has Love on the Brain has one of the all-time uses of the word motherfucking when it says, what do I gotta do to get in your motherfucking heart? Just the way she delivers that. All-time uses of that word. That was a note I had. But
I like the word
anyway,
motherfucker and motherfucking.
but
Motherfuck is a good word in all of its forms.
it's a classic. It's a classic.
Certified classic word.
Absolutely. But anyway, higher. Great song. Drove Lord to tears, apparently.
Hell yeah. Um,
I feel like if I heard this
there's
song at
also
the right
really
time, it would do the
really
same to me.
there's also really really impressive vocals on this song as well.
Mhm. This song has interesting production for sure. Really interesting production.
It almost sounds like some of it is sampled, but it might not be.
I think it might be. I think it is. Let me. I had the Wikipedia page open. And it listed what the samples were. I'm gonna check that right quick. Higher contains elements from Beside You, performed by the Soulful Strings. The
Got you.
Soulful
Okay, so
Strings
those
is
are
a cool
samples.
band name. The Soulful
I
Strings is
thought
a
it
cool
was
band
like
name.
I thought it was original production that was just like produced in a way that sounded like samples, but still sounds good. Still sounds fucking amazing. Um, Rihanna told Vogue in March 2016, we recorded Higher at 4 in the morning, from 4 to 5 a.m. in fact. We had finished recording a bunch of stuff and it was the end of the night. It was pretty short. We just said, you know what? Let's just drink some whiskey and record this song. And when I heard the song, I envisioned a drunk voicemail. You know, he's wrong. And then you could get drunk and you're like, I forgive him. I could call him. I could make up with him. Just desperate. Um, yeah. I mean, that makes me like this song even more. The fact that it was recorded in an hour. Just like I love the strained vocals on this song and how they sound good. Like there was not a bunch of effort put into making the vocals sound super professional on the song. They sound very, very raw, very, very genuine to the core. And that's part of why I love this song so much.
Yep, it's a very very well produced song. I agree.
Then we have the last track on the main album, Close to You. Another song with some great harmonizing.
Absolutely. Always great harmonizing on this album, I must say. What notes did I have for this one? Let me see. Songs called my only note for this song is songs called Close to You are always good.
Nice. I
Yeah.
respect that. Um, well then anyway, now let's go on to analyze um the most important song on any album. Not Like Us by
Mustard
Kendrick
on the
Lamar.
veto. Mustard on the veto.
Psst, I see dead people. Damn.
I did not listen to the deluxe version of Antis, so
No, me neither.
apparently I'm probably missing out. I'm probably missing out. I'm sure they're good.
All right, well, that is the main
Nothing but a
album.
tear, that's all for breakfast. Good
Yeah,
lyrics on this song,
yeah,
I
I
must
like
say.
that.
But anyway, we were closing out.
Yeah, welcome or welcome. Um, I hope you guys
Welcome to the
enjoyed.
end of the podcast.
Welcome to the end of the podcast. Exactly. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will be back next week with Mechanical Animals by Marilyn Manson.
Oh
You
dear.
guys take care. You guys take care, and it was nice to do another episode with y'all for y'all.
Take care. Drake reference? What the hell? What are you doing?
I made a Drake reference when it was unintentional if I did.
No, I'm just, you said take care.
Oh, okay. Nah, Drake's canceled.
Whoa, whoa.
Nah, Drake's not canceled. If you're reading this, it's too late. It's still a classic. No beef loss can take away from that.
Dang.
All right, see you guys.